Thank you for joining us. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danon, will deliver a brief statement today about the atrocious Iran-backed Houthi attacks at Ben Gurion Airport this past Sunday. Ambassador Danon will also discuss the UN's rejection of the Israeli aid delivery proposal. We will take some questions afterwards. Thank you.
Good morning. 3 days ago, the Houthis, Iran's loyal proxy, fired a ballistic missile at Ben Gurion International Airport, Israel's main civilian air hub. Several civilians were injured. It was a direct attack on our population, and it did not go unanswered. Let there be no confusion. The Houthis' attacks were made possible by Iran. Iran funds them, arms them, and orders them. In response, the IDF struck military targets in Yemen, including infrastructure in Sana'a International Airport. If the Houthis insist on a fight, we will bring it to their doorstep and end it there. Iran, their paymaster and puppet master, will not escape the consequences either. We take extraordinary measures to protect civilians on all fronts, including in Yemen. We issue warnings and evacuations, but when Israeli civilians and infrastructure are targeted by terrorists, the UN is silent. Apparently, Israeli lives do not merit their concern. The same blindness is now on full display in Gaza. Israel has been engaged in constructive discussions to establish secure and effective aid delivery, solutions that ensure food, water, and medicine reach civilians, not Hamas terrorists. These are serious efforts aimed at solving a real problem: the constant and mass stealing of humanitarian aid by Hamas. Hamas's organized stealing of aid is a fact, exposed most clearly by Eli Sharabi in his testimony at the Security Council. Hamas steals aid, it weaponizes humanitarian assistance. That was the reality on the ground. But look what happened. Rather than engage with our proposals or seek constructive alternatives, the United Nations and the Secretary General chose to walk away. You saw the statement they put out on this issue. And I must ask why. Why there no attempt at a constructive dialogue, to hear ideas, to discuss them? If the goal is to exclude Hamas and deliver humanitarian assistance without political agendas, then why did the Secretary General abandon the table so quickly? Why is he trying to protect a failed model? I would remind the Secretary General that 59 hostages still remain in Hamas captivity. We will never leave them behind. This war will not end with 59 hostages left behind. Israel will continue doing what the United Nations should be doing: defending our people, dismantling terror, and above all, fighting for the freedom of the 59 remaining hostages held by Hamas. Thank you.
Ambassador, it's Pamela. Thank you for the comments. It's Pamela Falk from U.S. News and World Report. How worried are you, or are you worried that there is a U.S. Houthi agreement that excludes Israel? And on the Houthis, how did they hit the Ben Gurion airport? They said it was from hypersonic missiles with stealth technology. How did it evade any kind of anti-missile facilities? Thank you.
So we are looking at what happened. Don't give them too much credit. Basically, it was a malfunction of our system on this specific missile that targeted our airport. They paid the price for that. We have no dispute with the Houthis. They are the ones who are attacking our communities, and they will pay the price. So regarding to the U.S., it's up to the U.S. to decide how to handle the aggression of the Houthis in the Red Sea. But we're sending a very clear message. If they will continue to attack us, they will not recognize the land where they stay today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. My name is Susan Tehrani from India's WION. You've been following the developments between India and Pakistan. What are your thoughts on the issue? Have you been talking to your counterparts in India? And as you know, India has also been a victim of cross-border terrorism, more recently in Pahalgam. Thank you.
So I think everyone here follow what's happening at the border between India and Pakistan. We hope that calm will be restored. But one thing I can tell you, don't allow Iran to get in between. They will not bring stability to the region. I saw the report that the Iranians are trying to mediate the talks. That's the last thing you should do, is allow Iran to be, because wherever you see the Iranians, you will find a chaos.
Apparently, the UN has not walked away from the proposal of humanitarian aid hubs, but it says they don't comply with international humanitarian law. Is that correct?
So that's a very interesting question, because instead of actually having a dialogue with us or trying to understand what is the proposal or what we try to achieve, and then they can say if it complies with international law, if it's practical or not. What happened that the UN decided and put a statement that they will not engage with any efforts for new models in Gaza. I think it's a mistake. I think they have to realize that what happened in the past will not continue. Hamas will not be in charge of the humanitarian aid in the future, and I think they should rethink their approach on this issue.
But hasn't the Knesset already passed a law for this?
So it doesn't require legislation of the Knesset. Basically, it's a decision of the government and the cabinet. Now it's being discussed, and I'm sure that the government will approve when there's going to be a model. But the idea of the model, that Hamas will not be able to take advantage of the humanitarian aid. That is the reasoning of the new model. Thank you very much.